Hey there again. I'm going to do a quick run through of my inventory, and then I'm going to talk about some new stuff I've been doing with PlayerData and customizing it and such, like statistics, vitals, and skills, along with combat data like offensive and defenses. But I'm going to go through a quick run through of the inventory as fast as possible since this is the third time I've done this. I noticed that my last video had no audio, which was awesome. So I'm just going to add a slot texture real quick, and right here, and a background right there. I'm going to change these to show you that it does work with whatever size you like. I'm going to preview it, take this off. Oops. And preview, thanks. And drag it right there. Done. Bag is finished. Now I can set on the top. Okay. Equip window. Gonna add a background really fast. Gonna take that off. Lock the window just to see it. There. And gonna make 10 slots just like my last few videos here. And name them all the same so I can just use the same items. It's supposed to be head. Gotta do it the right order. Chest. Back. Hands. Hands. Feet. Ring 1. Ring, cap this real quick. 2, 3, 4, and main. Go ahead and set the texture to the same texture, all the background textures. Right there. Set it. And I'm going to go ahead and change this to 50 and 25. You see it right there. It doesn't really like to update unless you click on it, so it's not that big a deal. Just snapping below, and got those 5 set up ready. I'm going to go to my ring 1 and set the location for that, so it's going to be at 50 and 200. So it's kind of like opposite. And snap below for all those. Whoops, I missed one, obviously. Snap below, snap below, snap below, snap below. Good. And I'm going to go ahead and move the pixel down maybe like 50 in the Y direction. And move it over about 10 in the X direction. Make the drop location, just set it real quick, and add associations, delete all the ring groups, make one ring group called rings, and do the other ones right now, back chest, and monocles. Just set these real quick. Rings. If you do it in a weird order, it's going to equip in that weird order, so try to do it in whatever order you want it to equip in. Just the way it does it. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and run this real quick. Got quite a bit of stuff to talk about besides this. See, I have new models here for rings, so you can actually tell the rings. And I have gloves and vamp bracers as well. So you can see the rings. Kind of hard to tell in the background, but they're equipping into the correct slots, and it's just swapping the primary now. These just swap each other because they're the same kind of slot. And these are going to swap. This one's these ones are chest back, so it's going to swap the chest out. If you manually pick it up and throw it into the back, it'll put there. Everything else kind of works properly. So yeah, that's all I have for that. So I'm going to go and talk about the stuff I've been doing, which is basically in this new tab here, PlayerData. Where you can basically customize your player's data as much as you can. Like, I'm trying to make it as abstract as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some stuff real quick. So vital name, health, energy, and mana. And I'm going to come in here and add some stats. I'm just going to get a few strength and stamina, maybe this one. And skill name, melee, range, and I don't know, speed. And I also just recently added this is combats. This is stuff like damage types. So damage, just raw damage might be your player's base damage. And then to negate that, I have some defensive kind of stuff here. So negate raw damage would just be straight armor, right? So stuff like that. Fire. Fire resistance. Ice or whatever you like. Etc. You can basically just add whatever you like. I haven't really finished much with this anyway, so I guess I don't need to talk about it. But that's kind of the gist of this. These will just a quick overview of what you added, and you can remove from here. Otherwise, you can just use these slots as select it and remove it. So here's your vitals, and I currently have it set to you can set the max health, the minimum health, set the starting max health, and the starting current health. The current health, if you want to set the current health to different, like maybe your player starting needs damage or something, so just set it to lower than your max starting. So you can just set them all to 100 or something. I made these quick little buttons right here that sets every single one of those vitals to that quick set value. So maybe you just want 100 to 100, and maybe you want your minimum just to be 0. I'm allowing you to use do a minimum just in case you want to do maybe like if your player gets to negative or 0 health or even negative health, maybe he'll start bleeding out for 50 hit points or something because he has some kind of skills that allow him to do that. That's really up to you. I'm just trying to make it abstract as possible. The same kind of stuff with the stats. You can add the max strength value, which is what's your maximum value, which could be 1,000 or 100. I'm just going to do 100, and maybe your starting values for each one of those is going to be 10, so you can just set all stats to 10, and it just does that automatically with that button. And then for each statistic, you're going to want to set a vital affected. So this one's a vital effect for strength, and you can just add health, which I think would be the appropriate one, and then stamina would be the exact same thing. Maybe you want to do 2 health, but maybe you want to also add energy. So maybe you want to add 2 energy with that stamina. So stamina adds 2 health and 2 energy per stamina point. So if you had 10 stamina, that'd be 20 hit points and 20 energy. And same kind of thing with wisdom. You can add energy. Set 2. So yeah, that's about it. There's one thing I forgot in here, which you'll see in the skill data here. Skill data is kind of the same stuff. You can set your max melee value, like whatever your skill is. your max skill value is set here, and you can set your max skill value to 150, say, just right here with your sets current, or that's current set max skill of all. You want to set your current to maybe 1 or 5 or 10 or whatever you want it to be. And then you can also set all of them to known or unknown. So if you want your players to have no skills when they first start, you can do that. Maybe they have to take some quests to learn them, and you can just set them to true as they get them. Otherwise, you can set them to true at start. You can go through the list and change as you like. It doesn't matter. This is the thing that I didn't add on the statistics, but I should have. I added into the data structure, just not into the editor yet, because I just forgot. It basically just says if it asks if you're a level-based system or a skill-based. So if you're level-based, you're just going to add statistics. You're just going to be like, set my value to this number. You're just going to increment it, whatever. But skill gains takes a little more, and I actually have a code already implemented, so you can just easily call that increment experience instead of skill gain. And as you hit that experience needed, it will increment your skills or stats. So this is just you can set this to true, and you can set it to true for all of them. I guess you probably would want to if you're going to do that. It's kind of weird just to have one skill level up while others don't. You can set each one's modifier amount to be different. I'll probably change it so you can set all of them to the same modifier amount. I just didn't do that yet. Completely forgot. I made these little test things down here, so you can actually set the current to whatever you like. So maybe if your current you're trying to get from 0 to 1, which you're not going to right now because you're already at 1 right here. But 0 to 1 would be 2.5 skill points or experience points, and 1 to 2 would be 5. So yeah, it just tells you exactly how much you need for that skill point, basically. And then I also added this little thing right here, just calculates the experience needed to achieve maximum skill or statistic, which I'll add later. And it's 30,000-ish, roughly, for this 2.5 per 100 per point, basically. So the calculation is just basically your current count times this modifier, and that's your gain needed to the next. It's really simple. But it seems to work pretty well because it kind of linearly goes up. It's not really exponential, which is nice. So it doesn't really bog down. I think it would keep players a little more interested to quickly gain skills and not just crazy slow. But if you add like 100 or something, it's going to go like crazy and like the millions now to achieve maximum. And it really depends on how much gain you're going to give per usage of the skill or usage of the statistic. I don't have anything for offensive data or defensive data right now because I just recently started writing them, and I want to make a little video since it's quite a bit as is. Yeah, so that's about all I have for an update. Thanks for watching.